Well, here we are, 2:36 on New Year's Eve. Game on, game off.
Game on, yeah. We've prepared all along like it's on. We obviously probably heard the same things you guys have been hearing, but when it's out of your control, there's nothing you can do. So just prepare for it being on, and we've become experts at it, haven't we, the last few weeks anyway? So it's no difference to us.
Does that experience help in between the matches? Well, with the QPR game being called off, that was 11 days. This is an equally long, if not longer, break.
Yeah, does it help having felt it before?
Players know that they've got to deal with it in a certain way because there isn't a game coming.
Yeah, so like we know it's part and parcel of a profession now. Do you know what I mean? We know that. So, like I said, if you can't control it, you can't get worked up about it. We just prepare the best we can, but we're just desperate for a game. It's not being ideal for us. Obviously, it's where they're getting called off that's a problem for us. When they're getting called off at the last minute and you're preparing for games, if we'd have known we'd have only played one game in a month, you change the training schedule and you train the players in a totally different way, but we've been unable to do that. So that's the only problem. In terms of preparing for the game, that's no different.
Do you feel in any way that this month disadvantages Sheffield United going forward? Because you're going to have to get these games in, obviously, over the remaining months of the season.
Only time will tell with that. It's not ideal, is what I'll say, and we seem to have suffered a lot at the hands of others, which is not great. As I said, we've hopefully we never experience a big outbreak, but we've constantly been without players. We're without players again tomorrow, you know. But we're dealing with it. We're managing it. But these postponements haven't been because of anything we've done. So that's a hindrance. The fact, like I said, the training programme would have been totally different to hindrance. But we've got to deal with it. And we know we're getting his heads around the fact that we're going to have 2 games a week for the majority of the season. After the FA Cup, again, we've got to deal with it. And I believe in this squad. I've said it before, and it'd be an opportunity for a lot of players to possibly get a lot more game time. So only time will tell on that. If we can get the games in where we want them, and the EFL and everyone's fair with us getting our games rescheduled, it'll give us a better chance. My only concern is if no one does look to help us out, because like I said, we've suffered at the hands of others. Nothing's been of our doing, so I'm expecting to be able to get the games in. At worst case, Saturday, Tuesday.
So how many do you have absent tomorrow then because of COVID?
Because of COVID, just a couple. Because of injury, we're probably missing about 8 first team players in total. But that's no different. We're getting players back. So as we've lost them, we've got players back. So we're comfortable with the squad tomorrow.
Who will be absent then tomorrow because of injury? Because around the Fulham game there was McGoldrick and McBurney wasn't there. Ben Davis had his personal problems. Are they all back?
Yeah, so Dids and Ollie are back in, which is great for us. Attacking options. Regan and Adeline have been back in training, although maybe a bit soon, but they're back in training. Regan's been away with COVID, but he's back in. Adeline's back in training, but again he's been out a long time after his operation. Ben's not. Ben will still be out. So yeah, like I said, as we lose them, we get them back.
Morgan Gibbs-White has had injuries, of course, too as well. Where's he in the
Yeah,
rehab?
so Morgan's the one we'll be missing, which is a blow. But we would never take a risk. He's not our player. But so he had a scan. We know he's going to be missing for a couple of weeks. But as I said, as we lose that attacking threat, we get a couple back in who were unavailable for the last game. So it's not an issue really. Although we'd love to have everyone fit and available, Dids and Ollie coming back in is a big plus.
Just while we're talking about Gibbs-White, has there been any conversation / guarantee that he stays for the remainder of the season?
No, all I say is we're obviously really happy with him. He's happy with us, and as far as we know, Wolves are happy with him being here. He's really enjoying his football. He's playing lots of minutes. We think really good for him in terms of helping him improve and helping Wolves get that exposure to one of their best young players. So we're really positive about it, and I know Morgan is. So we don't see any reason why that'd change.
The last time we spoke to you, You mentioned that Brewster might play before the end of the calendar year. Now, clearly there's been no games. Where's he been at with his rehab then? Is he fit enough to get back involved soon?
Soon, yeah, but not yet. So he's rehabbing really well. Everyone's been really pleased with him. And again, it's difficult. I don't want to tempt fate when you put in timescales on days on when they're going to be back. But we're really pleased where he is, yeah.
And Olsen, just finally as we go through the emergency list.
Similar again, still not available, but he's been out on the grass a lot more now. Been doing a little bit more every day, but in controlled keeping drills with Juki. So yeah, he's progressing well as well now.
So there is a game, hopefully tomorrow, unless things dramatically change in the next 12 hours or so. Chris Wilder's coming back. What kind of reaction do you think he'll get? From
the fans? Yeah, listen, a great one. I hope he gets a great one. And I spoke with him a couple of weeks ago, and it'd be strange for him coming back. We know that, but he'll want to win as much as I want to win, so he'll get a tremendous ovation from the fans, I'm sure. And then when the whistle blows, the fans will be just like me, will be wanting to beat him. And that's just how football is.
You still keep in regular contact then? Because obviously you've known each other for years on the patch, throughout the different places you've worked. Yeah,
so obviously when he got a job, we were in touch, and then when I took over here, he was in touch with me. So, yeah, we probably will, always do that, but it's different when you play against each other. It'll not be the first time, and as I said, you can't be in this business and wish other people well when you're playing against them, so that won't change. But in terms of the game itself, once that whistle goes, as I said, there'll be no quarter given on both sides. It'd be Boro are doing really well at the minute. I've seen them play a couple of times in the last 5 or 6 games, and they've performed really well, been really strong, and we've been doing the same. So I've said it a lot, although I'm hoping we get the game on and we're playing. But I've said it a lot lately. I'm expecting a really good game, a really tough game, and I'm desperate for the game to be on for the fans. We had no fans able to watch football last Christmas, last festive period. And this is our last chance this year. We've missed a lot, and we're missing home games. Not only is it costing the club money, it's costing our fans the festive football treat. So, yeah, I'm hoping it's on. 30,000 there, getting behind everyone, and a real good game of football. Yeah, and that adds to it, doesn't it? In these circumstances, one of the ex-managers coming back, 2 teams that are banging form, 30,000 in. It would be a massive shame were it not to go ahead. Yeah, and I've been watching, although we haven't had a game, I've been watching a lot of the festive football, and there's always a bit more in the crowd. There's always some people who maybe haven't been for a few weeks turn up around Christmas time, and I'm sure it'll be exactly the same tomorrow. So, yeah, it's special. I know a lot of people moan about it and how congested it is, but I don't know, I'm different. I think if you've experienced it and grown up with it and played in it and watched games at this time of year, there's a different feel. There really is, and as it stands so far, we've been unable to be a part of that, and we're really keen to change that tomorrow. So Middlesbrough 3-5-2 get at teams sounds remarkably familiar. Is it easy then to plan for? Yeah, but again, we're bothered about us, because if reports are true, their personnel could be anything. So it's pointless us dwelling on that. Our approach will be the same. We try and prepare the best we can for whoever we're coming up against, and I think I've sort of said a few times that can change within a game, so while you're training, while you're coaching over a long period of time, when you're working with players, you want them to be able to adapt, and however the game's panning out, whatever situations arise in a game, you know how you deal with them. So it could be anything. Middlesbrough could come full press, go right against us. We'll know how we want to play against that. They may sit back and play on the counter. They've shown they can do that in the last few games as well. So, yeah, we have to be prepared for everything, and it's pointless second guessing it. As I said, why waste time? We're bothered about us. We know how we're going to play, what we're going to do, and that's as much as we can control. It does seem as though that flexibility is key this year, because you had the game plan at Fulham, didn't you? And that obviously worked to a T and restricted them to very little, including your own, as well as developing your own chances. Middlesbrough, a very different type of prospect to all of that. Yeah, but they've shown. So, like I said, I've seen a bit of them lately, and they've shown their intent. Against Bournemouth, the one game in particular, their intent to step onto Bournemouth and really be aggressive in how they're pressed, and then the game changed. Bournemouth got a bit of control, and Sheffield United were just Middlesbrough were just as dangerous on the counter attack. So, as I said, it's going to be a good challenge. They don't go on a run like they've been on lately without being a good team and being able to adapt to whatever's thrown in front of them. So, we're expecting nothing different than a really tough game.